Muslim cop's attorney just pissed off entire country with who he said he's worried about offending. Justine Damon, the 40-year-old woman who was shot last week by a man who should have never been let into any police force, spent the last moments of her life trying to help a stranger. At around 11:30 p.m. last Saturday night, Damon called the police to report a possible sexual assault being committed in an alleyway behind her house, and now she's dead. But what is even more outrageous is the fact that instead of the mayor of Minneapolis Betsy Hodges resigning, she said people who criticize her are racists. On top of that, Nira's attorney is calling for an autopsy of the victim to see if she was on narcotics. Which narcotics might you ask? MBN. Minneapolis Mayor Betsy Hodges addressed the city's Somali community on social media last week by writing that she wants to make it very clear that Officer Nir is a fully trained officer in the Minneapolis Police Department, and that he won't be treated differently than any other officer. Sounds like a great idea to me, but what she posted next is a problem. She went on to say that they cannot compound that tragedy by turning to racism, xenophobia, and Islamophobia. Are you freaking kidding me? There is a dead Australian citizen who has never had any issue with law enforcement before, and this hack mayor, who applauded the Somali Muslim becoming an officer like a SEAL less than 2 years ago, is now worried about some kind of phobia. Or is she just too scared of the Somali community to state the truth, which is this particular officer has had multiple complaints against the way he treats women during his 2 short years in the force. Either way, Hodges needs to resign. KSTP reports, officer identified as firing fatal shot has 3 complaints on file, city records show. The Minneapolis police officer said to be the one who fired the shot that killed 40-year-old Justine Damon Saturday night in southwest Minneapolis had 3 complaints on file, according to city records. Multiple sources confirmed to KSTP Monday morning that the identity of the officer is Mohammed Noor. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner's autopsy report, released Monday night, indicates Damon died from a single gunshot wound to the abdomen, and that the manner of death was a homicide. Noor joined the department in March 2015 and is currently assigned to the 5th Precinct in the southwest part of the city. City records show 1 complaint against him was dismissed with no disciplinary action being taken. The other 2 remain open. Minneapolis Police Chief Janie Harda is calling the officer-involved shooting clearly a tragic death. The chief said in a statement Monday afternoon, "I want to acknowledge the pain and frustration that family and community members have following the fatal officer-involved shooting on Saturday night. This is clearly a tragic death. I also want to assure you that I understand why so many people have so many questions at this point. I have many of the same questions, and it is why we immediately asked for an external and independent investigation into the officer-involved shooting death. I've asked for the investigation to be expedited to provide transparency and to answer as many questions as quickly as we can." A source with direct knowledge of the shooting said Monday the officer fired at least once, killing the woman. The source said that Nir was sitting in the passenger seat at the time of the shooting. Nir reportedly shot across his partner, who was the driver of the squad at the time. The shooting occurred at 11:30 p.m. Saturday. Nir issued a statement through attorney Tom Plunkett Monday afternoon. Officer Nir extends his condolences to the family and anyone else who has been touched by this event. He takes their loss seriously and keeps them in his daily thoughts and prayers, the statement read. He came to the United States at a young age and is thankful to have had so many opportunities. He takes these events very seriously because, for him, being a police officer is a calling. He joined the police force to serve the community and to protect the people he serves. Officer Nir is a caring person with a family he loves, and he empathizes with the loss others are experiencing. The current environment for police is difficult, but Officer Nir accepts this as part of his calling. We would like to say more, and will in the future. At this time, however, there are several investigations ongoing, and Officer Nir wants to respect the privacy to the family and asks the same in return during this difficult period. According to a source, The driver of the squad car was Matthew Harity. Harity was announced as a community service officer in January 2016, according to a city bulletin. At last check, according to sources, neither officer had spoken to BCA investigators about the incident. City records show Harity has one open complaint on file. The officers were responding to a 911 call made by the woman who had reported possible assault in the alley in the Fulton neighborhood. Nir and Harity have been placed on paid administrative leave, which is standard procedure after shootings such as this. Nir is the first Somali-American police officer in the 5th Precinct. He has a degree as business administration and economics from Augsburg College. According to the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which is investigating the incident, there have been 10 officer-involved shootings in 2017 so far in Minnesota. Those shootings include both fatal and non-fatal incidents. The BCA has investigated 9 of those 10 incidents. Meanwhile, there were 13 deaths from officer-involved shootings in 2016, 13 in 2015 and 7 in 2014. The BCA said the investigation into the incident continues and that additional details will be providing once interviews with the officers are complete. The release said those interviews have been requested and the officers are working with their attorneys to schedule them. The release again stated the officers' body cameras were not turned on at the time and that squad video did not capture the incident. It continued to say the BCA investigation will not determine whether a law enforcement agency policy is violated. That, the release said, will be reviewed through the department's internal affairs process. Justine Damon didn't rough up a convenience store clerk, didn't charge at a police officer, nor did she even sell illegal cigarettes on a street corner. She was just trying to help someone. Please share if you agree Mayor Betsy Hodges needs to resign. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Breaking News 365 channel. Goodbye and see you again.